alaikum, good day to all, and welcome to the first episode of Ask Sir Idris, wherein we will answer your problems, difficulties, and confusions in the field of education, English language, and literature. Let me introduce you to our expert of the day, Sir Idris Khan, English instructor at the Milestone Academy. And also, he has a more than 15-year experience of teaching English both inside and outside Pakistan. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
The very first question asked by many students is, how can we improve our English?
Well, it's a huge question. I also think it to be an easy, but it's a very difficult. It's a very complicated question. We cannot answer the question just in just a few sentences. English is hard and English is easy. English is complicated and English is quite simple. It depends on you. All that you have, it's not a rocket science. All that you have to learn are just a number of things, number of items or elements. In my experience, what I have seen is that it depends on at least 6 things. Number 1, vocabulary. Number 2, it's grammar. And the other 4 are the 4 skills. That is listening, reading, writing, and speaking. All these 4 skills. Now, it's easy and it will not give you any trouble if, number 1, if you've got a passion to learn it. If you don't want to learn it, the teacher cannot teach you, right? Then you have to work hard also. Sometimes you have to read, write, listen, and speak a number of times, maybe 10 times, maybe 20 times, but it depends on your hard work also. So you can improve, and also practice is also very important. If you want to improve your listening and speaking, you have to listen and listen and listen again and again, because practice makes a man perfect. And then it depends on your teacher also. If your teacher knows English, number 1. If your teacher doesn't know English, obviously you cannot learn it like this. Then there are some teachers, they themselves, they know English, but their teaching method is it's a little bit different like this. So if you've got a teacher, you've got a good teacher, he does a lot of hard work with you, then definitely it's not difficult, and still you can improve your English language.
Many students have a fear of English. Our next question is, why do students fail English in exams?
Well, I think it's a continuation of the previous question like this. How can we learn it? The thing is that, there's been this hysteria, or should I call it allergy? It's something natural. It has been spread by a number of people like this. If we are not tackling the problem with a positive mind, when you're coming to learn English, if you're going for any of the examination, maybe it is matric or inter or graduation or masters like this, you must have a positive attitude. You should not think in your mind, okay, I'm going to college, university, and I'm going to fail in the examination. If you don't know, try to ask your teachers. And nowadays, it's very easy like this due to the social media, the electronic media, the internet. If you don't know anything, if for example your teacher is not teaching you properly, you can go to the YouTube, you can go to Google, you can go to Wikipedia. There are thousands and thousands of websites. So it depends on you. Like every zero cannot become a hero just in a few days, but if you want to learn it, then nobody and nothing can stop you. So if you fail in the examination, part of the problem, it's because of you. You want to fail in the examination, you will fail. If you don't want to fail, you can never fail. Just work hard, practice again and again, ask your teachers, use different elements. It's not only the English class, that is 30, 40 or 50 minutes of the English class. You can learn around the clock, 24 hours a day. I think internet is open, so you can learn from there. So inshallah, you will not fail in the examination.
So the next question is that there are major varieties of English. But 2 of them are major, the British English and American English. So the student asked that which one is better?
Well, it's not a question of what is better and what is worse. There are 2 varieties, but basically, what we have been taught and what we have learned is that English is basically the language of the British. It is not the English of the Americans like this. But the best English is your own English like this. These 2 varieties, the British and the American English, they differ. They're different from one another in just a number of vocabulary and some time in pronunciation. So it depends on you. If you have a clear, distinct pronunciation. So I think that is the best. You need not turn and twist your mouth just like the Americans or the British to become. You need not become American or British. If your English is, if you have command or vocabulary, if you have command or grammar, a nice understandable pronunciation, it should not be like the illiterate people. But if it is like reasonable pronunciation, I think that language is the best. You don't need to worry about the British or the American English.
And also, thousands of students get admission every year in BS. How should we study BS English?
Okay, now this BS English, it needs a lot of elaboration, like it's not simple because BS has just started and so many students, they are a little bit confused. All they know is that they have to get admission in a university or a degree college, and in the morning they'll go to college, and maybe at 1 o'clock, 1:30, or maybe in the second shift they'll come back. It's a little bit confusing for those students like this. BS English is, I know it's a little bit complicated. It's quite extensive. There are a lot of papers, but what I would advise is that if you want to study English at any level, be it at school, college, or university level, you must know the basics. If you don't know the basics and you go for example, if you're going for BS English or NTS or IELTS or CSS, whatever, if your basics of English is not like strong, if you don't have command over vocabulary and grammar and speaking, and so obviously it's going to be difficult for you. So first you must improve your basics. Basics does not mean that, for example, if you have studied tenses or active pace or vocabulary and now you're in your graduation and you don't want to learn it because you have to improve your language. So you must study these things. And after that, inshallah, BS English will not be hard for you.
And the next question is, what is IELTS and how do we prepare for it? I also do not have an idea about it.
Okay. Now, IELTS means IELTS. It means International English Language Testing System. Now, those students or those people who want to go abroad, especially to a number of native English-speaking countries, for example, UK, USA, Canada, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, and all those countries. So these students have to take this exam, IELTS. It is not that hard, but it's not that easy because this exam is given by the British Council, and there are a number of other agencies also. So you must prepare for it. Like it needs a very tough English. Your English should be very mature. It should be very tough. You must have a full command of your English language if you want to get a good band there in IELTS. Usually in the examinations we have got marks like in percentage, that is out of 100. But in IELTS we have 9 bands. If your English is strong, you can get 7, 8, 9 bands. But for that also, the basic condition is your basics. That is, you must have a full command of your vocabulary, your grammar, and then your skills also. Because in IELTS, they test your listening, reading, writing, and speaking. It's almost a 2.5 hour, I like can say 2 hour and 45 minutes exam. Those people who want to go abroad for immigration, if they want to live abroad in these countries, or if you're going to study in a foreign university, so you have to take this examination and you have to get good bands like this. So you must have. Again, I would like to refer to it as the 6 elements. That is vocabulary, grammar, plus the 6 skills. So inshallah, you will not have any problem in IELTS.
The next question is, what is CSS and how can students prepare for this exam?
Now, CSS is a very high-level examination. CSS, I think many of you know, it stands for Central Superior Services. It's a central-level examination, a federal-level examination, in which it is held all around in the 4 provincial capital, that is in Lahore, Quetta, Karachi, Peshawar, and also in the federal capital, Islamabad. The basic qualification required for CSS is your graduation. You must have done your graduation. But practically speaking, it's better to go for this examination after your master's, because those people who compete with you, even certain civil officers or military officers, engineers, doctors, MBAs, all these people, they go for exam. So for example, if you have done your BS and other people have done their masters and they're highly qualified, then obviously they're going to give you a very tough competition. So you must prepare for yourself for, especially here also. English is it's like a must for this examination, because all your papers, you have to take at least 5 compulsory papers, that is English essay, 100 marks, English Persian composition, that is 100 marks, then Pakistan affairs, current affairs, and Islamic education. So you must have at least 500 marks of these compulsory subjects. And then you have to take at least 600 marks worth of optional subjects. There are some around 25 to 30 subjects, journalism, sociology, British history, and all these things. Some of the papers are worth 200 papers. There are some some subjects of 100 marks. So you have to go for at least 600 marks of optional subjects. For example, you can go for this, you can opt for 3 subjects of 200 marks, that is 600 marks in total. Or you can go for 100 marks subjects of 6 papers like this, or vice versa. This examination, I'm not going to threaten or frighten you, but it needs a lot of preparation. You have to be a very studious person. You have to work very hard. But the more you work hard for this examination, so the reward is also very promising. And I must advise you out of my own experience, these 2 examinations are totally on merit basis. Number one, if you want to go to the army for getting commissioned over there as a lieutenant, if you want to be an army officer, so you have to go to the ISSB. And then if you want to be a civil officer, that is a civil servant, or if you want to be a bureaucrat, so then you have to go for the CSS. These examinations are totally based on merit. It's a general perception. I don't know what is wrong or right, but there are some people say that there's a lot of approach. People think there's a lot of approach and illegal, unfair means or safarish and all those things. But personally, I don't believe it. If you want to be successful in civil or military life, you should either go for the ISSB after your FSC, or after your graduation, you can go for the CS examination. So it's a wonderful examination, and you can enjoy a wonderful career in the civil service or bureaucracy. But for that, obviously, hard work is the first condition.
And the last question is very interesting and almost asked by every student, that I want to learn or improve my English speaking, but there is no one to talk to me. So how can I do it?
Well, again, I think it's an excuse. This is just a self-perception. We have made it. Les Brown says that it's a motivation. He was a motivational speaker on the YouTube. And he says that life does not offer limitation to the people except for those which people themselves they set for themselves. Nobody can stop you except if, for example, if you think it's very hard and nobody talks to me, I want to improve my speaking. So there are more than in Urdu we say karne ke 100 tarike aur na karne ke 101. So if you want to learn English, if you want to improve your speaking, you can talk to yourself, you can talk to the mirror, in case you're not afraid of the mirror, okay? You can talk to the wall also, and you can talk to your best friend, start from there. Ask yourself question and answers. But the best thing is that instead of thinking that nobody talks to you, why don't you talk to the people? Start with your broken and twisted and turned sort of bad English. And then, inshallah, there will be a day when, inshallah, you will speak very successfully, very confidently. But you must take a start. Don't think it is hard and it is difficult, nobody talks to you. Just talk to yourself, talk to your best friend, and talk to that person, your teacher. Those people who don't discourage you, people who don't break your heart. So just talk to these people. Start with a broken English with just a few sentences. Start speaking to your own younger brothers and sisters like this. You can start with them. Thank you, excuse me, if you don't mind, can I sit here? Please give me your pen. I missed you yesterday. So many things we can talk. So just start with these sentences, and don't be discouraged, okay? If people are going to discourage you, don't get discouraged. Try to be to make an amendment for others instead of waiting for the other people so that they will make an amendment for you. Yes. So I hope best of luck.
After the last reply, thank you very much, sir, for joining us, and we hope you will come again into our program. So dear friends, if you have any more queries or problems and your studies, or you need any advice from Sir Idris Khan, do send them to us, and we will try to solve your problem. And our WhatsApp number is 034898217776. Please do not make a phone call, just give us a text message. or voice message, keep your message short. Until the next episode of Ask Sir Idris, take care and Allah Hafiz.
Well, I myself, I'm very much thankful to you that you gave me this chance. And again, I'd like to advise all the students, be they the school, college, university students, we are here to answer your questions. If, for example, we are not clear about any answer, so please just give me some time. I'll try to ask someone. For example, if it is a question regarding the Board of Intermediate and Secondary Education, if it is a question regarding university, if it is a question that at the moment I cannot reply. So inshallah, I'll ask someone, just give me some time, and we'll try to make learning and education an enjoyable process for you. Thank you very much. Thanks again.